Hey guys, if you can hear that crazy music in the background, I'm sorry. Somebody up on a little ways down the road, I don't know where it is, have been playing music for a while now. Not just today, but several for weeks, and I don't know who they are, but they seem to think I like their kind of music and I like to hear a concert, and I wish they're just a bunch of noise pollution as far as I'm concerned. No idea. Anyway, I made a needs versus wants video about 5 years ago. And I think I want to do a little bit of a refresher on that. We, at our stage after all this time, we don't have stock any longer. We still have a little bit of stock, but we don't have any stock any longer. We don't have an IRA, just our savings accounts and cash, and we're almost mortgage free on our main property. Now the extra 2 lots that make up about 3.5 acres are we own those outright. But people, my buddy Steve Smith over at Integrated Preparedness, I think it was him, or who was that? No, maybe it was Pinball Preparedness. Maybe they both had they both have very good messages. But he was saying, you should, I think it was Pinball this morning, was talking about the stocks and the GameStop thing, and he said you should, buy low and sell high, of course, and that's what we should all do. And it's the same with food. Buying low is what we should all be doing. And when we get things on sale, or we get them before they go out of the stratosphere, I call that food investing. But I think the title of Pinball's video was "How Not to Be Poor," and it just gave me a chuckle. I saw that title, I laughed out loud. It was funny. But aside from all that about what I just told you about our savings and cash and all that junk, poor is a state of mind. In a way, aside from monetary status, some would say we're poor, some would say we're rich compared to them. I feel rich. But you know how that happened? We left our jobs making a combined income of almost $80,000 a year in 2002 for what I refer to as voluntary poverty. And in doing that, we found our riches, so to speak. We do have more disposable income now living on a fixed income, and we even did before my husband began getting his Social Security, and we only had his meager Air Force pension. He gets bupkis for his disability rating. They do everything they can not to give him anything. I said on my channel once that you can literally starve to death with $1 million in the bank if you can't buy food, and you can't or will not grow it. I also, my old video from 5 years ago, I said it was called Needs versus Wants, of course, and it seems people have issues figuring out which is which. When you do, you're on your way to being rich, or at least more comfortable, and as I said today, more content. But wants versus needs boils down to making better money in life choices and prioritizing. People keep making the same basic choices over and over, and they still don't understand why they're in a hole. We live debt-free, other than a small remaining mortgage that I'm lavishing big chunks of money on, well, big for me, to get it gone within a year or two. We only have one credit card. We've had it for a long, long time, probably 18 years. I had the same credit card, maybe more. It has a big limit on it, and we earn cash back, but we pay it off every month. We've had debts in the past, certainly, and we've been debt-free, and I can say unequivocally that debt-free is much, much better. You can do it. Yes, you can, but you must make choices. But they're simple choices, but they're not always easy choices. First, you need to stop trying to spend every waking moment away from your house. Seems like people do all they can do to avoid being at home. With always wanting to escape your house, something's wrong with that. It should be a safe haven. It costs money every time you step into your vehicle and drive. If you're smoking cigarettes, going out to eat several times a week, buying lots of soda, going to movies every week, or out to concerts all the time. Of course, we haven't been doing that much lately in 2020, right? Last year we didn't do a whole lot of that, but there's still enough to spend your money on. But if you do all that stuff and you still complain about not having enough money, it's your fault that you're broke, plain and simple. You're wasting hundreds of dollars each month. We all have to make choices if we're not independently wealthy. I mean, do you need it or do you just want it? You either stop that stuff and have money in your wallet or you're broke. How are you going to prep for bad times when you can't even get from paycheck to paycheck? Think about it. You know, guess what? I lived without a cell phone most of my life. I only got one when I became a realtor out of necessity and had to be in communication with people. But when I moved to the mountains, we both dumped our cell phones. Now we have a track phone for emergencies on the road, and it's always in my purse and turned off when I'm at home base because I literally hate that thing. I do nothing on it except make a call if I need to. And I don't even do that from home. And I've got so many rollover minutes, I think I've got almost 4,000 minutes saved up. But you know, why do you have to be available 24/7 to people? Why can't you just get messages when you get back to home base? I mean, that's really easy. Enjoy being free of people, being able to find you every waking moment, and free of big tech tracking your every movement and your spending. Of course, we don't buy things on a phone, and neither should you because it's too easy to hack. You know, it's choices, people. It's choices. Spend money on that, you know, spend money on cell phones and expensive plans and such, and you don't have money for something else. I mean, it's simple to understand, right? If you had money for everything and to save money and to do everything you needed, then you wouldn't be listening to this video. I mean, what's changed since my first video 5 years ago? Well, we don't use the big satellite dishes anymore because of my husband's disability. He can't climb the ladders to adjust the dish all the time anymore. And they finally got fiber optic, 100 megabits per second up here, and it cost less for internet and phone, and only add a tiny bit more to put TV on that, in comparison to what it was costing me for the former monopoly the phone company used to have here, for just the landline and super slow 3 megabits DSL. So it actually is more cost effective to do it that way, and it's much more enjoyable to have actually be able to upload something. But you know, that's a concession we had to make for health issues. I mean, we had to make that concession for his health issues. And oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sitting over here on this bench and have to adjust my seating. I'm sorry. It kind of slants downhill. You know, but if it was just me, if it ends up being just me, I'd drop the TV part. But right now we can afford it, and it made sense for our current situation. And for he's got bad knees and a bad back and bad hips, and he can't climb that ladder to adjust the dish, or we'd still have the totally free TV. But I made an example of how I made choices in the first video. It was buying a vehicle. I had been driving the same Lumina for 20 years. I got a bargain on it. It was a fleet vehicle. It was low miles. I drove that thing for 20 years and only had one major repair, which I considered like $1,000, and the whole time I owned that car. And when I sold it to somebody who needed it desperately, it was in excellent shape. But you know, I was paying cash for that used car. It was about I think the car's $9,000, and of course with all the taxes and all that other junk that they put on there, it was like $10,000. So I was writing an actual check for $10,000 or so. And of course they had to check my credit before they would accept my check. And the sales guy came back and his jaw was on the floor. He said, you know, you could sign your name and drive any car off this lot, BMW, Mercedes. He said, literally, I can have anything they have with just sign my name, because at an 850 credit score, my credit was a brick, which meant solid as a rock. I could put it down on anything. And I said I didn't want to because those cost too much to buy, too much to insure, and they're too much to maintain. I wanted my little Nissan Rogue S. So that's how you make choices, by considering all the angles, not just how much credit you can stretch. So we don't buy on credit anymore, except for we do. When we have things delivered, you have to buy something on credit, and you pay it off every month. And our credit scores are, you know, I don't think my husband's as high as mine. His is still well over 800. Mine's about 850 because most things are in my name. The credit card and most things are in my name that get paid. So, anyway, you really need to discuss with your spouse or significant other what is a need versus what is a want. Many people are mistaking wants for needs. If you're really truthfully honest with yourself, you'll find out that a lot of your needs that you think are needs are really not. You can live without a cell phone. Now, people are going to make it difficult for you. A lot of companies say you can't sign up and register on this website unless you have a cell phone. And on those I say, sorry, you're not getting my business because I don't have one and you're not gonna make me get one. I do have one, but it's a little track phone and I don't use it for anything. I'm not going to do things like that on a cell phone. It is not secure. So, you know, I don't have that big bill. That phone is $20 every 3 months for a minutes card. The phone cost me $79. So you get my drift. But if you want to get some more, you know, see some more birds from back then, this is Atlas right here. This is my old Atlas, Mr. Flex and Step. He's got bad arthritis in both hock joints. He's about 7 years old. And that's little Gloria Gina Splash Rock, and she's about to turn 10. So, in my first video, Needs versus Wants, you saw some other birds. Of course, that was 5 years ago. And, yeah, just check out that video. I think I've said most things that I said right here, but most people don't go back and look for the much older videos from years back, but they are still relevant, some of these discussions, because even more than ever before, I think this discussion needs to be had. I want to say one more thing about needs versus wants before I go. Here's one way to assess whether it's a need or a want. If you're about to make a purchase, ask yourself, first of all, can I live without it? What are the ramifications if I don't buy this? Or if I don't do this? Is it going to really hurt me in some way? And if I don't buy this, what else could I spend money on that's a little bit more useful or benefits my family better? And if I spend money on this, am I going to be very upset that I don't have it when an opportunity comes up that might have been better for my family? So there are ways to assess whether it's a need versus a want. And sometimes you even have to scale back your needs. So that's all I had to add. And it's kind of cold out here, so I'm going to go in the house, and my cat's telling me to come in. But yeah, you know, you have to really start asking yourself when you want to make a purchase. If you want to go to the movies, if you want to buy, if you're thinking, I don't want to quit smoking, I mean, it's just too enjoyable, it's killing me, but whatever. Think about how much you would save if you didn't do that, and what else could you spend it on that might benefit your family more. So, it's like, is it really gonna kill me if I don't get this? Or if I don't go there, if I don't do this, I don't participate in this activity, what is going to happen if I don't? Or what's going to happen if I do? And am I going to miss that money? So that's all I wanted to add. Thanks everybody, and hello to the new subscribers. Glad you're here, and I hope you find enough on the channel to keep your interest, and hope you have some laughs and learn some stuff.